What's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back from another YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing some ladder, testing out the newly buffed Royal Ghost. As you guys know, started the new season, balance changes just went live today, and the Royal Ghost and the Battle Healer were the only two cards that received a buff, and they now have a hover effect, and actually, it's going to be really interesting. It's a very unique thing added to the cards. And I think it's a bigger buff than a lot of people, think it's going to be, because not only can these cards pass through your own towers, they also can cross over the river. And also, you know how people used to be able to surround your Royal Ghost with skeletons, goblins? That can't happen anymore. I think it's because ground cards, they kind of spawn inside the ghost now, or they don't move the ghost anymore. So like if a Royal Ghost now locks on your tower, you can't push it back with the tank anymore. So there's just a lot of really cool interactions that are now better for the Royal Ghost, which is going to make it a lot stronger in Pekka decks and also 3M decks that already had the Royal Ghost in it. So before we get in the first game using Pekka, Bridge Spam, the best Pekka deck, been around for a while. Probably at least 2 years, we've seen it in the meta. It's had its up and downs. Some seasons it's better than others, but it's been around for a very long time, maybe even more like, 3 years even. Before we get in the first game, if you guys want to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS in any Supercell game. Help support me, it supports the channel, and I appreciate all you guys who do use my code. It means a lot. Let's go ahead and get into the first game. Haven't played too much ladder yet this season, but we're still pretty high up, so we should get a good caliber of players. But let's go ahead and get into the first game and see, notice some new things about the Ghost. So a lot of people, might be asking, like, okay, what's good about playing the Ghost, like at the river? Why is that a benefit for it? So let's say someone has a musketeer, magic archer, or even a building they play in the middle. If you're playing the Royal Ghost right here, it'll take less time to travel to it, and they'll just have less reaction time to respond to it, whereas before they'd have way more time because you'd be forced to play it at the bridge. So to show you guys what I'm talking about, kind of proof that it can actually go through your he failed the king activation. You saw there, just went through my king tower, so it goes through towers. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's going to change much, but that's something that we've never seen before. We've never seen a card that's actually gone through towers. In fact, the only time where we've had that was because of I think it was maybe it was the Heal Spirit. When it was first released, it was able to go through buildings, but I think that was a glitch. But I think that this is intentional, that the Ghost can go through buildings. So we are versus Hog Executioner. Obviously, Hog Executioner, my opinion, not really that good in the meta. It's, been struggling recently because of all the fishermen. But there are some people who can make it work. If you guys know who Viper is, he's considered by most to be the best Hog Executioner player in the game, and he often is able to get top 50 finishes with it almost every season. So it is possible, but definitely is struggling in the meta and has been for a while. He does have a bit more elixir than I do, so I imagine he probably is going to go for a hog at the bridge as soon as he has 4. Yep, I'm correct. So we do get a bandit, but it's a little late just because we didn't have the elixir, but we're still in a pretty incredible situation. I mean, we still have over half of our towers still alive. We do know that he does have the rocket because Hog Executioner does have the rocket, but pretty much I'm just going to make sure I don't give him a 4 elixir card or more. And I'm okay with him rocketing a 3 elixir card. In fact, he played the rocket too late, so didn't even get rocketed. So that was just a pretty much, I wouldn't say a waste of 6 elixir, because he is getting damage on my tower, which he really does need at this position in the game, but he still needs 3 more rockets to take my tower, unless he does end up getting a hog connection. We just can't take too many hog hits. I think if we take more than 1, we're giving him a opportunity to come back, which is obviously something we don't want to happen. So I think we can just go for a Pekka on the hog, and it shouldn't get any hits. Even if it got 1, we still would have won. That's gonna be GG. He obviously made a couple mistakes, but honestly, I don't think Hog Executioner is too strong in this current meta. And I forgot if I already touched up on this at the beginning of the video, but another reason why I think Pekka is going to be even stronger, even, besides just the fact Ghost got buffed, I think the Skeleton Dragons and Musketeer were really, really good versus Pekka decks in general, and because both of them got nerfed, specifically the Skeleton Dragons got a pretty significant nerf. They're still a decent card above average, but they're not broken anymore. So I would say they were pretty good against Pekka, because in Pekka you have Poison as your spell, and that kind of takes a while to kill Skeleton Dragons, and just you have E-Wiz, Magic Archer, not a lot of ways of dealing with air. So it was pretty annoying, the Skeleton Dragons, for Pekka players to deal with. And just a kind of a tip, it's not like, you know, a huge tip or anything like that, but if you're against Royal Hog decks, make sure that when you play your Pekka, when you're countering the Royal Hogs, make sure to play it so that it's targeting the Royal Hog that the tower's hitting first, so that way it's able to one-shot the Royal Hog. Because if you're playing it on one of the other ones, then it's going to take longer for you to counter the Royal Hog. So what I mean by that is when you got to play your Pekka on the... I don't know if what I said makes sense, but play it on the one that the tower... whoa. Balloon? Okay, well... I mean, he's not going to have a lot of elixir, so I'm hoping that we can... Are we going to take the tower? I think he doesn't have enough elixir. Yeah, I'm going to pressure with a bandit in the opposite lane. He just used every single bit of elixir he had there. So he's not going to have anything to counter the bandit. And we're, once again, kind of like the last game, in a pretty amazing situation. We caught him off guard, and that's what Pekka's really good at. Pekka Bridge Spam, if you guys didn't know. It's an amazing deck at punishing your opponents for being low on elixir, and that's why often in single elixir you see Pekka Bridge Spam players taking towers or dealing a lot of damage in single. So pretty clutch zap there, making sure we don't lose the tower, but we got to be careful because both of our towers are pretty weak, and he still has a lot of HP on his... I just don't see him stopping this. Two, one, please, please, please. Yes, let's go. Oh my gosh. I thought the bandit was going to dash on the Royal Hogs, and we were going to lose because of that, but luckily the bandit thankfully retargeted onto the tower because the Royal Hogs went out of range. Whew, that was a crazy deck. Perfect example of a deck that you verse early season. Well, at least for me, in my situation, typically end season when on ladder, as long as you're at least top 1,000. You don't verse decks like that, but that's a perfect example of a deck that you're going to verse early season, like Royal Hogs Balloon. It's like, you know, that's not really something you see every day. In fact, I think that might have been one of the first times I've ever seen that. I think I've seen it one other time, but that's pretty rare, not a rare, very rare combination. We're top 800 now. Let's keep going. You know, I feel like we haven't really gotten into many situations where the ghost buff has really helped us, but I think it's going to mostly help if we're against someone using skeletons or goblins. They're not going to be able to surround the ghost anymore. It'll also help if we're against a building and we can play Royal Ghost at the bridge, or just any situation where we can just successfully, you know, snipe the, like anything played in the middle, I guess, and I don't know. We'll have to see. We can just go for Royal Ghost in the back. Is he going to have Dark Prince? That could be like Giant Double Prince. There's really no other deck that has Dark Prince in it that's, you know, meta, I guess. But since he has the poison, probably Pekka. Unless it's something off meta, like I don't know what else it is. And now that he has Tornado, I have no clue what this is. I mean, it could actually be Golem, but it could also be a bunch of other things, so we'll just kind of have to see. I'm gonna Battle Ram to protect this Magic Archer, because that'll line up with the... Yeah, that lines up. In fact, that'll completely kill the Ewiz, because... Wow, I'll take that trade any day. I mean, Magic Archer does go down, and we can just deal with this Pekka so easily, because our tower's helping out. I probably could have played an Ewiz behind the Pekka. I don't know why I didn't. I had the time to do it. I just was really hesitant, because I thought maybe... he would maybe rush us opposite lane, but now that I think about it, I think it would have been the right play, because I would have had more counter push. Interesting to see Executioner. I mean, he does have the Tornado, so it's not, I guess, extremely weird, but that's going to make his cycle a little awkward, the fact that he has Executioner and... Whoa, I don't think that... Okay, this Battle Ram has a really high chance of connecting. Oh, the King Tower helped out, so unfortunately it doesn't. Bro, once again, guys, that's the third game in a row where we won just due to the sheer fact of... I don't know if it's outplaying the opponent, but we're just we're continuing to catch our opponent off guard. Every single time they're low on Elixir, we're punishing them, and that's exactly what you want to do with Pekka Bridge Spam. I mean... 3 times in a row, it's exactly what happened. We caught them in a situation where they're low on Elixir, you know, maybe making a mistake, like in this game that E was at the bridge, or he played in the middle. I even said, I was like, whoa, I don't think that that's that good of an Ewiz, and right as I was starting to say that, he lost his tower, because he pretty much wasted 4 Elixir, and also his deck, I don't think was that good. I don't think, you know, that Pekka deck, Pekka Graveyard Executioner, cycle gets a little heavy there. You know, I imagine that deck is probably at least 4.1, 4.3. So, pretty heavy deck. And yeah, top 600 now. Let's keep going. We're on a pretty solid win streak. Already won 3 in a row, but we'll see if we can keep it up. Maybe even get to... Where am I at right now? We'll see if we can get to 5,800. That's 2 games away. So yeah, we'll see if we can get there. If not, it's fine. But that's like a nice, like, I guess, mini goal that we could shoot for. We found a game versus Jorg B. I like Bandit in the back as being one of the best starting plays. I feel like, whoa, Mini Pekka at the bridge. That could be Sparky, because I use Sparky, and if I have Mini Pekka and Sparky and Cycle, sometimes I play Mini Pekka at the bridge, so I wouldn't at all be surprised if this is Sparky, but it doesn't look like that's what it's going to be, because he has the Mega Minion. I'm just going to Magic Archer. It's not going to line up, but it is going to help take it out. And he's going to let the Pekka get a connection on the tower, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder if this is Giant, because we already see the Musketeer... Yep. Well... Took a bit of damage there. Wasn't expecting him to have arrows. They actually did a really nice job of cleaning up everything. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I don't know who has matchup here, and I'm a Giant. I in the past used to use a lot of Giant. You know, as you guys know, Giant E-Drag and Giant Double Prince I used to play a lot, and I have to say it's a pretty close to even matchup. Because even though the Pekka itself does good against the Giant's always paired with things behind it, and after playing a 7 Elixir Pekka, you're not always going to have an amazing response to deal with, you know, the princes behind the Giant, and that's what can make the matchup a little bit, you know, dicey. And I forgot if I already said this, I'm planning on making a video with Giant E-Drag. You know, I haven't done one in a really long time, but I think this season it's going to be better, and here's why. First of all, in Giant E-Drag, there was nothing in the deck got nerfed because Skeleton Dragon's Heal Spirit and Musk were the nerfs, and the Giant E-Drag didn't have any of those in the deck. And then here's the other reason why I think Giant E-Drag is going to be good. Musketeer got nerfed, and not gonna lie, I don't think a lot of people realize this. There were so many people who played Giant E-Drag, and so many people, because they saw me using it, and so I caused a little bit of a trend of some people playing Giant E-Drag. A lot of people complained about, like, Pekka and things like that, and just, I don't know, like Golem even, when I would consider those pretty easy matchups for a Giant E-Drag, or at the very least like 50-50, where honestly what made Giant E-Drag so bad was due to the fact that Musketeer was just straight up broken. Because, you know, Musketeer, low-key, kind of hard counter Giant E-Drag, and the reason why is because if you just think about it for a second, you have the E-Drag in the deck, you have the, so you have the E-Drag in the deck, you have the Mega Minion in the deck, that all just get kind of completely destroyed by the Musketeer if you don't have a tank for them. Like, let's say you have to cycle an E-Drag in the back. They Musketeer it, and you're forced to drop, like, just a Giant, just a tank for the E-Drag, having you spend so much elixir just to make sure it doesn't die, and it just gets you in really awkward situations, like 2.6, you know, Musketeer, really anything, like Musketeer RG, Musketeer Recruits, like, all things that just straight up destroyed the deck. But now that Skeleton Dragons, Musketeer are nerfed, I honestly really want to try Giant E-Drag. I got a 12-win GC with it earlier today, with Giant E-Drag. Let me see if it's still in my log here. Yeah, I can see it in my log, so let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing, you know, Giant E-Drag in the next video. Top 500, by the way. Got a little off track, you know, still Clash Royale related, but we were talking a lot about a different deck, but, you know, I thought it would be good to talk about because I know a lot of you guys want me to use Giant in a video because I haven't in a really long time, and I just want to let you know why I haven't been using Giant. And long story short is it's because, let's be honest, it sucked the last few seasons, and there's a chance it still does this season, but I think there's a, you know, a little bit, like an ounce of hope, you know, this season because of the, okay, so this guy's gonna balloon. We might need to get ready to Magic Archer if he... Interesting deck. Skarmy, Balloon, Archers. But yeah, guys, I'm excited. I really hope Giant is viable again. I don't know if it's going to be, like, OP in the meta, but I think the balances are going to help Giant. Especially the Musk nerf. The Musk nerf is greatly going to help. I can guarantee that. That was not a very good Pekka. I should have played that a few tiles higher. That was a really, really bad Pekka, and I'm not going to deny that. But the whole reason why I played that Pekka in the back was because we were up Elixir, and he had his balloon out of rotation. So that's why I played it in the back, but was just a horrible timing. I honestly should have just played it at the bridge just to take out the Musketeer. I have no clue why I decided to play it all the way in the back and let the Musk lock on the tower, but you know what? It's, I guess, not the end of the world, but anyway, let's just do it again because this time he doesn't have a Musk down. We have Ewiz if he goes for a balloon. In some matchups, okay, Golem Balloon. I mean, we just played against Royal Hogs Balloon, so I can't say I'm surprised. And actually, Golem Balloon I've seen more of. There's some crazy Golem Balloon deck with Clone that I've seen a couple of times on ladder, so I've actually seen Golem Balloon way more than I've seen Royal Hogs Balloon, but both are, of course, very, very crazy decks. And I think I'm just going to Pekka here. We can go ahead and poison this Ewiz, zap the Skarmy. Archers are going to go into the poison. Ooh, one of them is. And if the Pekka gets a hit on the tower, we won. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It was so close. I thought it was going to be honest, but unfortunately, we're just, what's so good though is we're getting these valuable poisons every single time. So I just feel like we can slowly just chip him out. Maybe we can't get a battle ram to the tower. Maybe we can't get a Pekka to the tower, but it's just going to be, I feel like, difficult for him to get a push going. But with it going into triple elixir, it definitely could happen. And there's the golem at the bridge. I think we got it because the EWIS helps so much slowing down the golem. It's not going to have the time to get to the tower. If the EWIS died earlier, I think he would have won. But, wow, that was really, really close. And what a solid win streak we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. In fact, we actually versed Giant E-Drag. That was the game before I started recording. Very, very nice win streak. Let's go ahead and, doesn't matter which one we pick, we've both maxed. And wow, we're already, I think we're actually in the top 200 to be honest, because there's so many glitched accounts. I think we're in the top 200 already. There's just a lot of bugged accounts. It's always, that guy has no name. What the heck? Okay, we're going to go for one last game. Win or loss, this will be the last one. So far, it's been going so good. You know, the Ghost, though, haven't noticed a ton of just noticeable, you know, improvement of how it was before, but I just think we haven't had many situations where we, you know, playing it in the river would make, you know, at the river makes sense, but, you know, I think it's a very situational thing. I think it's mostly, we haven't been playing it against any buildings, so that could also be a part of it, and also, yeah, I'm just trying to think. Decks with skeletons, too. I think you're going to have more of a chance of beating things like 2.6 and 2.9 because they can't surround the Ghost anymore. So here we go. Found our last game versus Potato Plant 67. Very, very interesting name. And he's going to start with a Knight. Knight is going to be very, very strong. It didn't get nerfed in these balances. And a lot of people said there's a, you know, it could have even gotten a nerf because of how strong it was. So I'm curious to see if the usage rate is going to be higher for the Knight than it was before. And here we go. We're against, you know, Icebo. So Icebo, definitely a little bit of a difficult matchup for Pekka, but, you know, you gotta wonder if, and this is not good either. At least we can, that was, not gonna lie, a little unlucky, just a little bit, that the fact that right when I went for a battle ram on the back, he decided to expo at the bridge. I'm not really sure why, because if I didn't, and I instead, I don't know, cycled something else, I would have just been able to Pekka to tank for the expo, and that expo would have not been very good at all. So I would almost say he got a little bit lucky there, but we'll see what we can do. At least he doesn't have any elixir to support the expo, but yeah, this is a very, very bad matchup. So we'll see if we can somehow make a comeback, but Icebo and 2.9 are no doubt one of the hardest things to beat with Pekka, just because their cycle's faster than yours. The Tesla is obnoxious, and, I mean, their defense is just so solid. You know, the Tesla, the Expo, you don't have optimal spells for. It's pretty rough. But with that being said, it's not impossible, but it's one that where in this type of situation, it's not going to be very easy to come back. Look at that. Like, that, see, that is right there a situation where the ghost buff is pretty helpful. Because that just allowed me to... Oh, wow, here we go. He's going to knight, probably. Wow, he defended that even after playing a rocket. That's... Yeah, I mean, this just kind of goes to show how awful of a matchup this is. I mean, there's really, in this kind of situation, not very much we can do. It really is just, you know, a hard counter, if I'm being honest. I use Icepo too. I made videos on it. Like, Pekka's, even the best Pekka players like Carpi, you know, I message Carpi sometimes. And, he's talked in group chats before that I've heard. You know, Expo's, like, by far one of the hardest things to beat with Pekka. And again, proving my point just by throwing naked rockets on the tower and getting absolutely no value, but it doesn't even matter because his defense is so solid he can still defend. I mean, we do, I guess, have a slim chance here because the Tesla is off to the side, but he's back to rocket. So as soon as he gets the elixir for it, he's just going to rocket and win, and that's going to be GG. Yep, that's GG, unfortunately. I mean, he played pretty well. I guess the beginning of the game he played pretty nicely because he did end up, getting an Expo connection, and we didn't have elixir to deal with the Expo, but, you can just see when you get in double and triple, very, very difficult. I think if you want to have any chance at all of beating Expo, it's certainly a matchup that you need to win in single elixir, because in double and triple, there's no way you're going to be able to break through if they're just able to have the elixir to stack Teslas, Expos, and of course they can just easily rocket cycle. And now I realize why his name is Potato Plant. It actually is kind of similar to Lemon Tree. So, and by the way, I don't know where the heck Lemon Tree is. There are a couple accounts named Lemon Tree, but they're fake Lemon Trees. I think the real one hasn't been around for a very long time, at least a few months. Not sure what the heck happened to him. Maybe he's just taking a break. Maybe he quit. Not really sure, but I do know he hasn't been uploading videos on YouTube, so not really sure. But anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We did get pretty high up. I think we actually got into the top 200 because there's so many glitched accounts. So nice early season push with Pekka. We got on a nice win streak, but unfortunately got stopped by Expo there at the end. But yeah, what do you guys think of the new Royal Ghost? I think it definitely for sure got, a very, very small buff. I think Pekka overall is going to be stronger this season because of the nerfs, the Musketeer and Skeleton Dragons. But let me know your opinion. I know Pekka Bridge Spam is a really popular deck. That's why I really wanted to make a video on it. You guys in the comments always ask me to make videos on Pekka Bridge Spam, especially when it's been like a month or so that I haven't done one. Completely understandable because Pekka Bridge Spam is in fact one of the most used decks in the game. It's just been around for like 3 years. Really popular deck, and just I guess pretty fun to use too, I guess. I don't know, maybe a lot of people consider it fun, but yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and thanks again until next time, guys.